Hi there. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm really happy and glad that you have made an investment to get the course and it will give you some good knowledge. And this is the right investment you have made. I'm really happy. And first of all, very, very congratulations to you that you have made a wise investment. And I just won't disappoint you. I will share good strategies, I will share good knowledge, and most of the important thing that everybody asks me to share my practical experience and knowledge. Now, I was getting many queries, many messages that everyone needs that I can share my experience and knowledge. So it will help people around. You might be at the beginner level, you might be trading from 1 or 2 years, but you might not be consistent or you might be lacking the path or the process. What is the exact steps? Where should I start? This is the major questions every beginner asks. Share market is an ocean. The theoretical part, if you go into theoretical part, even the 6 months won't be sufficient to understand everything. But when it comes to practical knowledge, I will be sharing my experience, practical knowledge. From that, my experience, you can learn it. You can get the exact path or the process. Where should you start? What is the process? What is the path to become successful or independent trader? See, I will aim one thing here that independent trader. You are getting this course. You are what is your requirement that you want to become independent trader. No calls, no tips, nothing. But you have to do your own analysis. You have to take your own decision. You need to develop your own mindset. We will help you to design the setup, the best setup which could be designed for your personality or required for your capital. I will be sharing a lot of strategies. I'll be sharing all the required knowledge from basics to premium. Whatever my experience is, I will try to grab or try to share in this course, particular course, which is named as Advanced Trading Course. So I want to introduce myself. Like everyone knows, you know me very well. So again, but it's my responsibility to do just introduce myself. So myself, Mr. Mukesh Jangir, and I'm based in Bangalore, and I'm a business consultant as a professional, and also meanwhile I'm full-time trader and a professional trainer. I do take one-on-one sessions, interactive sessions, and help people to understand well or just clear their doubts about the share market. I do consult various businesses like startup business or the small organizations, we the faith organizations. For the company's management, I do the consulting, but here we will be talking about the trading course, right? So again, I will just congratulate to you to making the wise investment, and I really won't disappoint you. Moving further, we'll discuss like what I'm going to cover here. So we'll be starting from the introduction. Okay, we'll be starting from the very basic, from introduction to derivatives trading. So it is not about the derivatives, it is not about just futures and options, but this might contain like data analysis, chart trading will help you in all the segments like equity, options, and futures. The chart reading, chart says something. Every time you see chart speaks something, we need to understand what the chart is saying. So we can assume that what could be the next move in the market for a particular stock. So talking about the content, so we'll be start from the introduction, then futures and options trading basics. Option chain, what is option chain? Option chain is really very crucial when you are going to in options trading. Then moving further, like this is a big debate in the market or the trader that which is more better, options buying or option selling. Which people or which trader makes more money, being option buying side or being option selling side. So in this segment, we'll share about the advantage and disadvantage of options buying and option selling. Again, data analysis, we will try to decode the data in the market. Then we'll be going with the chart reading, like what the chart says. There are some patterns or like how to read the chart. I will just let you know. So this will help you not for just trading, but if you're looking for investment, you take a decision by the chart reading. Again, the trend line strategies, we will going to look into the trend line strategy and the flat market strategy, bear market strategy, bull market strategies, or the volatile move or big move strategies. Again, the important here point is I have just according to your requirements or the or where I was getting most of the queries that I need to share about the intraday. People are more interested to do intraday trading rather than swing trading or positional trading. So I just put a special segment here of the process to master the intraday trading. Here I will be sharing my experience that what happens in the whole day, like in the morning sessions, evening sessions, afternoon sessions. Okay, in those sessions you can trade. What is going to happen? I'll share my experience, and that will help you to just master the intraday trading. Once you're able to understand what is happening in the intraday, again scalping. Say scalping, like many people are talking about the scalping. Scalping is used basically in the European markets where algo traders use scalping, quick profit booking. But in India, from past 3 or 4 years, the scalping is getting good awareness, or the scope for scalping. People are getting more aware of the scalping. Everyone is looking to do scalping because scalping is a great method for when you're looking for options buying. Options buying, you can use scalping method and make good profit for small terms, for short term. So I will share some strategies, not about just to understand what is scalping, but we'll discuss few strategies. Again, not only this, but there are few more strategies like jackpot strategy, swing trading strategy, or particular expiry like bank nifty option strategy. You everybody is want that they want to trade on the particular expiry days, the weekly or the monthly expiry in bank nifty. So according to your request, I'm I will be sharing expiry day particular bank nifty option strategy. Then, as per your request, I am sharing price action based a super strategy. Then, like everybody wants to know about the indicators, but I am more focused on the price action. But still, now I will be for to share the knowledge. I'm going to share some indicators like how to trade using indicators. We will cover that point, and again building smart investment portfolios. So, like I said, I'm not going to cover just trading part, but how to make a smart investment portfolio, right? That is very crucial when you're doing investment in the share market. There are certain rules to follow. Okay, there are certain steps to follow. So, according to my experience, I'm going to tell you like how to build a smart investment portfolio. Again, journey to wealth creation. I'll be sharing some case studies where we will discuss like how to grow the wealth or how to what is the till now what people or how much people have made through the wealth creations, how the patients work, what is the secret to the wealth creation. So we'll discuss in this segment. Again, building professional trading mindset. See, this is really very important. You you might get strategies on Google or YouTube or books. There are so many strategies, but that is not enough. You need to develop your trading mindset. That is what the difference makes between successful and unsuccessful trader. The professional trading mindset. All right, so we'll discuss more about this. I will try to help you to get this professional trading mindset. My sole aim to take the course is to share all these points which are very crucial in the path of the successful trading or when you're looking to become independent trader. Again, the risk management and the money management, this is very crucial. When you're using risk management, that means you're separating share market from gambling. Otherwise, when you're using without share market, without risk management, when you're trading without risk management, that means you're gambling in the market. So we will avoid that and we will look for the risk management and the money management. See, money management is again very crucial because you're putting your hard earned money, right? That is really very hard earned money for you. Every money, every rupee counts. So we'll look into money management, how to save the capital. All right. So this is the content. So we are going to go from standard 1 to standard 2 and then to standard 10. We are not going to directly jump to standard 10. This is what the people make mistake. People directly want to jump to standard 10th. No, that is not the process. We are going to go by step. And like I said, people are not aware that where to start. Okay, in the share market is really an ocean, but you need a proper path. You need to know like where should I start. I'm having such kind of knowledge, but I'm not aware to where to start. Okay, So I'll help you. This course will help you to understand like how you can start now. So I'll make sure that after the course completion, you will be able to understand all the things which are very, very, very necessary, because you want to stay in the market for at least next 30 to 40 years. We are not aiming to stay in the market for like 1 or 2 weeks, right? So I won't disappoint you. I will be sharing all good knowledge and all my experience. I will put my experience, because this content, what I feel is, when I was a beginner, I was making the same mistakes. But there are so many people around who are making good money, but they are not on the social media, right? When you meet those people, they will share their experience, and I learn from their experience. This is the reason I'm sharing here my experience, so you people can learn from my experience. And this will save your time, this will save your money. Okay, because experience makes a big sense. When you are getting experience, it makes a big sense. Okay, all right. So we'll start from the very basic. And if you have any queries, you can just WhatsApp me to my number, or you can email me to my email ID, which I will share you in the later part, or you can get into my website where you will get my email ID. All right. So let's begin with the basics. So when we start, we need to have our mindset that why we are starting. Okay, what we need. So we need the foundations. When we are building any plan, okay, all right, we have a plan. But while building, we first build the foundations. How strong is the foundations? What are the pillars? The strong foundation pillars. So for successful trading, I have designed according to my experience. I'll tell you that there are three pillars of successful trading. The first one, which is knowledge and strategies. The first pillar, which I call, is knowledge and strategies. Now, what is knowledge and strategies? See, knowledge and strategies, I will cover all the knowledge and strategies in the course, whatever I am having according to my experience and knowledge. Now, this knowledge and strategies will help you to take the right decision of when to buy, when to sell, and when not to trade, from data analysis and chart reading. Once you are having the knowledge or the skill of data analysis and chart reading, you can make a wise decision of like when to buy and when to sell. All right. So now moving further, the second pillar. This is the second pillar, right execution. See, we know that okay, I'll buy now, I can sell now, but the right execution, the position sizing, like how many quantities I need to take, how to put the stop loss, okay, how to save our capital, and how to control the emotions, how to be more disciplined in the market. This is what I call right execution. So according to me, according to my experience, like knowledge and strategy and the right execution, this is the 50% of becoming successful trading. Now, what is 50% left? Then that is mindset, trading psychology. I just call it trading psychology, which is 50%. Now, when you combine all this 100%, when you are just near to perfect, see, no one can be perfect, but we can be near to perfect. So, this 20 plus 30 plus 50, 100%, that is, we have the chance to become professional trader, independent trader. For me, professional trader means becoming independent trader, where we are having our own setup, where we are analyzing market, where we are able to take the winning trades. This is what we call professional trading. Now, what the professional trader does, or what the people does, they are process oriented, not the result oriented. See, here what the retailers make the mistakes. They aim for the profit. They go for 1 or 2 days profit and loss, and that 1 week or 1 or 2 days profit and loss, then they decide that okay, I'm not eligible for the share market. But according to professional trader, to that mindset, you need to trust on the process. You need to be process oriented, not the result oriented. See, I will tell you one thing here, that you try to become more disciplined. You give your best and let the share market decide what you deserve. And I can make sure that when you do this, when you're focusing on all these pillars, when you're focusing on all these pillars, see, I haven't put any point here about the target or the returns. I'm not talking about the target or the returns, how much you will get. But I can make sure that when you are getting all these three pillars right, you will get unimaginable returns. Believe me, you will get unimaginable returns. but you need to make these three pillars very strong. I hope you will do that. You will be process oriented, not the result oriented, right? So we'll move further here. I hope you got the three pillars. Always make a note that you will focus on these three pillars: knowledge and strategies, which I will give; right executions, which we both will have a discussion through my knowledge and your mindset, your knowledge. We will execute, we will have that right execution pillar. And after the course, when you are going to implement all these things, when you are going to implement my methods or any other person's method, you are going to develop your own mindset. Now these three pillars will help you to become successful in the share market. Okay, so we'll move further here. See, talking about the current market, if I talk about the current market, you know the market is bull market or the bear market, but this is the current market, which is more of fundamental based rather than technical based. Market is totally like news event driven market right now. Whatever is happening with the fundamentals, market just react to that news. Like if there is COVID, like corona vaccine news, then market is very bullish. When there is negative news, there is market is very bearish. So market is really very volatile. So here I will just advise you not to take overnight positions until you are very much sure. Why? Because I'll just tell you that, see, the domestic market, the Indian market, when we hope that tomorrow the market is good, okay, tomorrow market will be gap up or the market is in the bullish trend, and tomorrow also the market will be same in the bullish trend. But if the US market or the Dow futures at the night, which is trading at the midnight, if in Dow futures or the European market is negative, if there is some negative triggers in the European market, the next day we will see that our market will be gap down opening and we might make some losses. So better not to avoid, not to take the overnight position until we are 1000% sure. So this is what the current market is. It is totally fundamental based market. Technical it is rare because the news are going because of this COVID. There are like stimulus package news. Again, the vaccine news are going to come into market and a lot of things happening. So I won't suggest you to hold the overnight positions until you are sure about your analysis. Alright, we'll move further. See, talking about the opportunities, see, you might be trading in equities, but options is high risk and high return business. I'll tell you that options is a high risk and high return business. Now talking about the returns, then yes, you can see here one of our students who made from like invested 17-18,000 and got a profit of around 85 to 90,000 in an intraday. And here I can see this is the Glenmark options. Okay, 460 strike price. See now here the return you can see it is more than 5,000% in an intraday. Yes, this is possible in options. We can get huge returns, but it is equally very risky. So I will just start from very basic. Okay, if you miss some point, I will just advise you one thing here, that you need to repeat the video. You need to repeat this video again and again if you are not getting some point clear, because whatever I speak here in the course, it is interlinked to my one another slide. Okay, every point I'm just discussing here, it is very important. It will relate or interlink to my other point. So here what I'm just saying, if you're not understanding basic, you need to understand basics. Options is little confusing. Okay, so when I'm just going into options basic, you need to be very focused. So this is what options is: high risk, high return business. We talked about the returns. We can get 100%, 200% returns in intraday. Even the 5,000 or 10,000% returns are very much possible. But equally it is very risky. It can blow your whole account if you're not into the process, into the right execution. So you need to know that. Alright. But I will share you the strategy. Okay, the jackpot strategy or the big rally moves, how to catch those big profits or the big rally. Don't worry about that. So I just shared the screen. I just shared because I'm going to share the strategy. This strategy, like how to catch these rallies. Okay. Not by gambling, but with proper strategy. we can just assume or we can get this rallies. I'll share that strategy. All right. Moving further. See, talking about the chart. When we are talking about the chart, then yes, we will take the trade only when there is opportunities. Now, chart speaks. Like I said, chart speaks. Now, chart speaks in sense we can assume what could be the next move when we are getting certain patterns. Now, what are these patterns and how to read the chart and how to analyze that what is going to happen in the next move or how to assume that. So, we will discuss this in chart patterns. But yes, again, I'll tell you here in every day you will get so many stocks, they will provide you so many big opportunities. Now, let's say, for example, this is like Balkrishna Industries and it has moved around 50 points from 1300 to 1250. This is 50 points move in an intraday. When you're talking about 50 points move, and if for futures the lot size is 1000, then you're making around 50,000 in intraday. This is a clearly a one side move, right? So I will be talking you like how to grab these opportunities, how to find the stocks which are going to give such kind of rallies, how to enter, where to exit, what is stop loss, what is target. I will be sharing you everything. So by reading the chart or by seeing the chart, you can take the trade wisely. You can take those winning trades, right? So again, the chart trading is really important. So we will look into it. Okay, so we'll move further here. Now, like I said, I will be starting from the introduction. I will be starting from very basics. So we'll start here from the introduction to derivatives trading. Now, like I said, we will discuss from the starting from the very much basics. So we know that stock, index, and commodities, these are known as underlying asset. We trade in the stocks in sense the Reliance, Infosys, Wipro, SBI, these are the stocks. And index. Now, what is index? In index, there are two index, Nifty and Bank Nifty. In Nifty, there are 50 stocks. Nifty 50, there are 50 stocks. In Bank Nifty, there are 8 stocks. ICICI, Kotak, SBI, Axis Bank. There are 8 banks. So there are two types of index. First is the Nifty in which we can trade. Again, it is Bank Nifty in which we can trade. And of course, the next segment commodities like gold, silver, natural gas, crude oil. In those we can trade. So stocks, index, commodities, we call this as underlying asset. Now we are talking about the futures and options or the derivatives trading. You have heard that people say that I trade in the derivatives market. Now what is derivative market? Derivative market is nothing but derivatives contract. Futures and options are derivatives market. Now futures and options are the derivatives contract and they are derivatives. Why they are called derivatives? We take an example here. See the apple juice and apple. Now apple juice is derived from apple itself. Same way the futures and options, those are derived from these underlying assets. We can trade in futures and options in stocks. We can trade in futures and options in index. We can trade in futures and options in commodities as well. So these are derived from this underlying asset. Moving further, we'll talk about the futures contract. Now you know that you trade in the equity. You buy the shares, you sell the shares. When the price goes up, you sell, you make profit. Same way, there is a future contract we can trade in the same way. We buy the contract, we sell the contract, or vice versa. If we know that the price of the particular stock is going to fall, at that time, what we can do, we can sell futures first and buy futures next later. So we can make some good profit. Similar, it is very much similar to equity. Only there are two big difference between the equity and the futures. Now what are those major two difference? So I'll tell you. The first difference is futures has expiry. Equity doesn't have expiry. When you are just buying any stock in equity market, you can hold it for years to year. But futures, they have the monthly expiries. We will talk about expiry in the later part, but I can say that futures contract, it comes to expiry. It has a certain expiries. You can't hold it more period of time. So next one, this is the first reason that equity doesn't have expiry, futures has expiry. Next option, next reason that futures have predefined quantities. See, when you're buying in the equity, if let's say for example you are going to buy the Reliance share in equity, then you can buy n number of shares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, n number of shares. But in future contract, there is a predefined quantities which we call as market lot size. Like for SBI it is 3000, for Bank Nifty it is 25, for Nifty it is 75. If we want to buy, then we need to buy the multiple of those lot size. Okay, so it has predefined quantities. We can't customize the quantity. Only we can buy the multiple of that lot size. But in equity, we can buy n number of shares, 1, 2, 3, 4, any numbers. But in futures, it is predefined quantities. So these are the two major difference in equity and the futures. First one, it has an expiry. Second one, it has a predefined quantities. Now, moving further, options. See, options again here, it is little different than futures and the equity. Little not, it is very much different. One thing is here that in equity and the futures, we trade on the price. Like we trade on the Reliance price which is trading around 2000, we trade on the futures price. The futures price may be around 2000, but in options, we trade on premiums. But in options trading, we trade on this call parameter and put parameter, like call option and put options. You might know that you have heard about the call option and put options, but we will go in detail about this. If you want to trade in options, we will trade in call option and put options. Now what is this call option and put option? See, we buy the call option when market is bullish. Whenever the market is bullish, we buy call option. Whenever the market is bearish, we buy the put option. We will discuss this in later part, but in options, we need to trade on these two options, call option and put options. Alright, so we'll discuss these options like call option and put option, what is call option and put option in the next part, but this is the basic one, that equity, futures and options. Like I shared the difference between equity and futures, but options is different from these two segments. So here in options contract, call option and put options. So we'll see about more of like futures and more of on options. Okay, let's go.